Thank you, Speaker. It's always an honour to rise and speak on behalf of the constituents of Barrie Innisfil. I will be speaking today in support of Bill 218, and I want to direct my remarks to Schedule 1 of the bill, the Supporting Ontario's Recovery Act 2020. Throughout these unprecedented times, the Premier has frequently talked about all, and I mean all, 14.5 million Ontarians working together. He has correctly credited individual Ontarians for responding to the challenge of the coronavirus, and as the Premier said earlier on, we need an army of 14.5 million people, whether it's staying home, working in our hospitals, or long-term care homes, or putting food and medicine on our shelves, and we are all part of this. With your help, we will win this battle, and our province and our economy will come back stronger than ever before. Speaker, Ontarians have come together, an army of 14.5 million Ontarians. The overwhelming majority of Ontarians have done the right thing. They've made the honest effort to follow the public health laws and the guidelines. Now, Speaker, let us make sure that we provide liability protection to individuals, organizations, and businesses who make an honest effort to follow public health guidelines and laws relating to COVID-19 so that they can continue providing the services Ontarians so need. Speaker, since March 17th, the date of the declaration of emergency, my office and I have received countless phone calls, emails, and messages asking for assistance. A large portion of those who reached out were seeking help in how to understand and follow the various regulations, the orders, and guidance relating to COVID-19. In March and April, when the situation was very fluid, the rules, for lack of a better word, were changing frequently. We were communicating with lots of constituents. What they wanted was to make an honest effort to follow the public health laws and guidelines. So myself and my office, we direct them to various resources, whether it's to the Stop the Spread hotline, the local public health unit, the guidance documents prepared by the Minister of Labour, or to the Ontario.ca COVID website. Overwhelmingly, those who reached out to my office did so to understand how the rules are followed. Speaker, people wanted to do the right thing, whether it was a provincial emergency order, a town or city bylaw, or the public health guidelines from Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit. People wanted to act in good faith and make an honest effort to follow the rules. In April, I held an interactive teletown hall with my federal colleague, the Member of Parliament for Barrie Innisfil, John Brassard. We had nearly thousands of constituents join the call and listen, and more than hundreds entered the queue to ask questions. As we all recall the situation and what we knew about the virus, it was changing daily. So our government acted quickly. We closed schools, suspended eviction notices and enforcement, launched the Ontario Together procurement portal, provided social service funding and relief, provided electricity rate relief, launched Ontario's action plan responding to COVID-19, a $17 billion emergency relief package to provide relief to families and certainly to businesses, announced a new penalty to combat price gouging. We did all these things in March, Speaker, March, just in the last couple of weeks of March. Also in March, this House came together. We came together to pass Bill 183, the Employment Standards Amendment Act, also known as the Infectious Disease Emergencies Act 2020. It was passed in one day, Speaker, one day. As the Leader of the Opposition said in debate on Bill 186, we can stand shoulder to shoulder with the people of this great province, and we can meet this challenge head-on. We can support public health and frontline care workers. We can make sure every Ontarian has the support they need to make it through this crisis. We can protect our communities and safeguard our economy. So today, let's stand shoulder to shoulder. Let us come together to support the frontline healthcare workers. Let us come together to support the charities and the non-for-profits who deliver valuable services to our communities. Let us come together to support soccer and hockey coaches. And let us come together to protect Ontarians who make an honest effort to follow public laws and guidelines. I think most Ontarians are doing and have been doing their best to do the right thing throughout the pandemic. Ontarians have listened to Dr. Williams and Dr. Yaffe at the provincial level and to the various medical officers of their health in their health region. In Simcoe and Muskoka, Dr. Charles Gardner and the Simcoe-Muskoka District Health Unit have provided the best advice they can for the people in their catchment area. This is not to say that Ontarians don't have a healthy skepticism of government, but they do have a healthy respect for expert advice, and they most certainly want to protect their fellow citizen. Supporting Ontario's Recovery Act will, if enacted, protect virtually all Ontarians. Speaker, the people who don't benefit are the genuine bad actors who ignore public health guidelines and act with gross negligence. This summer, the Standing Committee on Finance and Economic Affairs met for 195 hours and heard from more than 500 witnesses. I participated, as many in this legislature know, in many of those hearings. One of the key themes the committee heard over and over again was the need for confidence. Businesses thrive on confidence. The more certainty they have, the better they can do. This is true for every sector and for every person. And COVID-19 presented a once-in-a-century series of events, a global health crisis and an economic crisis. It has infected Ontarians and it has killed Ontarians. This is the nature of this virus. It has changed virtually every aspect of our lives, how we work, how we shop, how we go out to eat. It has affected our mental health. COVID has robbed us, businesses, non-for-profits, governments, and individuals of everything that we're come to accustomed to. It has robbed us of confidence, and it has increased the uncertainty in our society. And it's that uncertainty where we have to keep united and bring hope again to our residents and our citizens. One of those uncertainties, of course, as we talked about, is the legal uncertainty. COVID-19 is a deadly disease that can be easily spread by accident, despite following all public health laws and guidelines. One of the measures in supporting Ontario's Recovery Act 2020 is it provides a great sense of confidence and certainty. Speaker, this bill provides assurances to a wide range of not-for-profits and charitable organizations. I would like to speak of one of those in my ridings that is affected. Branch 547 has been serving the community of Lefroy and Belleurt for 67 years. Branch 547 is the only Legion located in Innisfil. Another Legion branch is 147, which is located in the member of Barrie, Springwater, Oro-Medonte, the riding of our Attorney General. He and I attend many events together at Branch 147 as it serves residents throughout the city of Barrie. Speaker, our local Legion branches are special places. They are community centers and they hold many meetings and they bring the community together. For instance, our Minister of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs was at the Lefroy region for a meeting with farmers and large animal veterinarians to discuss Bill 156. That was just before COVID-19 had struck. The Legion is a place, you see, Mr. Speaker, for all the community to gather. Innisfil has a group called the 100 Men Who Give a Damn, and there's also a group called 100 Women That Give a Damn. And they're both grassroots charities, yes, Mr. Speaker, of people that give a damn, and they meet quarterly to donate their money to various charities in Simcoe County. And often they're held at the Legion. So you see, Mr. Speaker, most importantly, of course, the Legion is a place that honors our veterans, but it is so much more. Branch 547 is home to Lefroy and the Belleurt Cenotaph. I have laid a wreath there at the Cenotaph on behalf of the province of Ontario on 2 occasions, and while it may be different this year, I will be laying a wreath on their behalf for the year of 2020. Dennis Manville, who actually recently got elected as the president of Branch 547, I wanted to thank him for all his efforts, but also I'd like to thank Mark Southcott, the past president, and his wife Beverly for their service to the community, and I appreciate their efforts and dedication to our Legion and to the community. But back to Dennis Manville, who is a veteran of the Gulf War. He was deployed overseas as a mechanic working on Canada's CF-18 Hornet fighter jet. Prior to assuming the presidency of the branch, he served as Sergeant at Arms. And it shows you how much he's done, and he's dedicated his time to the Legion's Poppy campaign. And this bill, as I spoke to Dennis about, will help Dennis and his Poppy campaign because it will protect him and the Legion from liability. Thank you.